trying to get paid, man.
I'm trying to get paid like the lottery. Properties, monopoly. Bank accounts stay looking properly. I'm trying to get paid like executives.
What's poppin', Atlanta, Georgia? Wrestling fans, talk to me. My name is Drew Dickinson Jr. Most of you know me as Drewski. I am the mouth of Deep South. I am one half of the drunkest commentary team alongside the voice of violence, Nathan Hamilton. You can hear us in the commentary booth for each and every single Deep South show. Also, you can find me in the commentary booth for Viral Pro Wrestling alongside the ultimate pusher, Tyreek Robinson. I also did some work for Bullpen Pro Wrestling, work with soccer down here, do some high school football, basketball, worked with the Atlanta Smoke this past summer, professional softball, hoping to maybe find a way to finagle my way back into that. And coming up here shortly, next month, I will be joining the commentary team once again with Decatur FC of the WPSL. That's the Women's Professional Soccer League. But now back to why we're here. This is the first episode of many of Rasslin down here, powered by OGS Sports. I can't explain to you how excited I am to finally get this show underway. I know I've been talking shit about it for a while now, but we're here. I am live and in living color. I'm here inside Studio 18, in progress, Studio 18. But again, my name is Drew Dickinson Jr. I was born in Charlotte, North Carolina, 1985, the pinnacle of Jim Crockett Promotions and the NWA, Ric Flair country, if you will. I moved to Atlanta in 92 when I was 7, but before that, living in Charlotte, October of 1990, I had just turned 5, and my dad allowed us to order Halloween Havoc 1990. And ever since then, 35 years later, wrestling has been an extreme passion of mine. It is, friends, family, sports, wrestling, and soccer. Soccer and wrestling are my passion, as you can see. Big Manchester United fan. Huge NWO fan, as you can see. Hulk, Scott, Kev, you name it. I don't care if you can go from Hulk Hogan and you can go to IRS, VK Wall Street as being a member of the NWO. I don't care. I love everything about what the NWO stood for. As time progressed, as I got older, I was able to appreciate it even more, because when they debuted May of 96, when Scott came through the crowd, I had just turned 10, not even a year before. So I wasn't even 11 years old when Hulk turned, and it kind of changed everything for me as far as okay, where do we go from here? Hulk was everything to me for a certain time. I didn't get WWF much growing up, so it was all WCW. So when he came over, it was huge for me. So to see one of your heroes turn bad for the first time ever, it kind of took a toll on my fandom. Not in a bad way. It just okay, now I was able to appreciate other stars. I mean, look, love Sting from the beginning, but you would appreciate other, folks like the Steiner brothers, Lex Luger, the Giant. It can go on and on and on. But if Hulk didn't turn, I'm just unsure where we would be today. And that's just facts. And but that's also my opinion. I like I said, I'm a huge NWO mark, huge WrestleMania mark. I've been to, I think, 6, 27, 30, 33, 35, 39, and 41. So I've been to quite a few. That I enjoy those as well. WrestleMania, just like the NWO, huge part of my fandom. And as this show progresses, you will find out, a little bit more of, certain superstars, segments, pay-per-views, hell, shows, promos, matches, even family members and friends that kind of help mold me into the fan that I am today. Now, we got some of that out of the way. Just a quick bio on myself. I want to let you in a little so I can prove that I'm worthy to talk about what I'm going to talk about. And let's just get this clear. I'm not talking about the current product, meaning WWE or AEW. That's not what I'm here for, because I'll just be honest with you. As much as I'd like to, I'm sometimes, most of the time, as I like to say, I'm busier than a one-armed paper hanger. So it's difficult for me to find time to watch the shows. I mean, I keep up as best as I can. I mean, just for full disclosure, I wasn't even able to finish night 2 of WrestleMania because I fell asleep. Had to get up early for work this morning. But anyways, I guess falling asleep early just comes with the age. But what I want to say about this podcast, this is the official, unofficial podcast for Deep South Wrestling. News, notes, results, show dates, locations, announcements, you name it. You can find it all right here on Rasslin down here. Now, and the best part about this, too, is from time to time, I will have a live guest, whether I'm going to try and make it be strictly Deep South, someone new, but you can find somebody from another independent promotion from anywhere, hopefully, in the country, but basically here in the city of Atlanta, right here on Rasslin down here. I real quick before we go any further as well, I just want to give a huge shout out to Nick Patrick. Without Nick, none of this will be possible. We take him for, I believe some of it we take him for granted sometimes because he's not always at the shows, but I know he's always watching and I know he's proud of us. So Nick, I think I speak for everybody. Thank you so much for allowing us to represent this brand that you and your father created a few decades ago. Now, the mushy gushy stuff is out of the way. Let's talk some Deep South Wrestling. Deep South Wrestling right off the heels of Cream of the Crop, which took place on April 11th at Atlanta Dairies. If you were able to attend, thank you. Pretty good crowd there right outside the Three Taverns Imaginarium. The fake grass and the perfect little circular area that we're able to set the ring up and perform for the fans it's pretty fun. We don't go there all the time, maybe 3 times a year. I know for a fact we may have 2 more as the year progresses. Definitely for Christmas. We're always there for the holiday season outside in the cold, which has basically become a tradition. I think this will be the 3rd, maybe the 4th year that we've done that. Definitely not the first. I know that for sure. I enjoy it. I know everybody else does. I mean, I can speak for Nathan as well. Shout out to the Voice of Violence. We don't have to work. We don't have to take our clothes off. We can bundle up and call the matches with beers in our hands. So shout out to the workers who work out in the cold at Atlanta Dairies. Atlanta Dairies, look, Cream of the Crop didn't really, not too much happened that we already kind of didn't expect to. One thing that I was really excited about was the debut of Shalance Royale, the current and 2-time OVW Women's Champion. She went one-on-one with Gemma Jules. If you remember, Gemma and Rose Gold went to battle at Seize the Realm earlier this year. I think at the end of March, to be exact, or beginning of April, one of the two. The last New Realm show, her and Rose fought to a double DQ, and Nick Patrick got on the horn as he was watching, and he declared the title up for grabs. He's kind of tired of all the champions running through Deep South, making the rules as they go, and Gemma damn near going on a 12-month title reign, and her and Rose double DQ. Nick held up the title. Gemma, fast forward to Cream of the Crop, like we were talking about. She battled Shalance Royale, and Gemma walked out, forced a count out. She clearly upset about losing her championship. Didn't even think that she needed to perform there. And I don't say I disagree with her, not wanting to perform, but at the same time, if you want to get yourself back in the title contention, best thing to do is put yourself immediately back in the win column. Now, before the match got started, Gemma came to the ring, grabbed the microphone completely. She was distraught, upset, aired her grievances about, what she said she didn't lose the championship. And what we did was we had Nathaniel Vanderbilt come out, and they set up a intergender tag match between Nathaniel Vanderbilt, Gemma Jules, and they'll take on Rose Gold and a male partner. I don't know if her choice, if it's a mystery. I'm not too sure yet on the aspects of who and how her partner will be selected. But this weekend, this Saturday to be exact, at New Realm, it will be an intergender matchup between Gemma and Nathaniel, and they'll take on Rose Gold and a mystery opponent. Really anxious, eager, excited to see who the mystery opponent could be. I mean, endless opportunities right there. We also saw at the beginning of the show the first ever Atlanta Dairies Spring Challenge was announced, where Hunter James, DJ Smoke, Nathaniel Vanderbilt, and Big Strong Mims will compete in said Spring Challenge. 15-minute matchup. Two superstars started out in the ring. Every 2 minutes, another would join. Now, earlier on in the night, the pre-main or the co-main event, if you will, was Nausea taking on Eddie Hendricks in a non-title matchup. Nausea able to get the win over Eddie Hendricks, and what was a pretty good matchup. Last time we saw Eddie, he was the poison that Nausea picked for Alex Kane. Unfortunately for Eddie, he didn't come out on top of that matchup. That was back at Cast the Die at Monday Night Garage earlier this year. Now, fast forward to Cream of the Crop. Nausea defeats Eddie Hendricks. Nausea up in the air, kind of put the knees to Eddie's head and kind of forced Eddie's weight back onto him for the pinfall. Now, fast forward to the Spring Challenge. We had the 4 entries enter the matchup, and right as 2 minutes went away, but we took the timer away, Eddie Hendricks music hits, and Eddie inserts himself as the 5th member. And it was pretty cool how he did it. He came out and came up from behind Nathan and I and took the bucket with the pieces of paper and signed a number 5 on one of the sheets and declared himself the 5th entry of the first annual Atlanta Dairy Spring Challenge. Now, again, unfortunate for Eddie, things didn't go his way. With things tied up and literally 4 seconds to go, the 2025 Georgia Wrestler of the Year, Hollywood Hunter James, picked up the victory. Literally in the last 3 seconds, rolls up, I believe it was DJ Smoke, and claimed the first ever Atlanta Dairies Spring Challenge. Pretty fun matchup. It was a first, very quick, very fast paced. I believe there's more than 10 pinfall counts. I think it was 4-4 at one point between Hunter James and another superstar. Somebody else had 2, another person had 1. It was fairly entertaining, but of course, Hollywood doing only as Hollywood can. He picked up the victory. I'm extremely anxious and eager to see where that inserts him this weekend, coming up at the first ever BELT-LINE Mania. That's right, this weekend, BELT-LINE Mania 2-day event. Saturday, 2 p.m., New Realm Brewing, BELT-LINE Mania, night 1. Sunday, April 26th, Monday Night Garage, 4 p.m., night 2. And night 2, guys, look, night 2 is kind of the culmination of where we are as a promotion with Deep South. It all started with the announcement of the number 1 contender tournament at Rise of Champions back in November. That culminated, I believe, in February. Then we had the contract signing and the pick your poison between Nausea and Alex Kane. Obviously, Alex Kane won the number 1 contender tournament. He defeated Hunter James in the final. But back to BELT-LINE Mania, like I was saying, this kind of culminates everything that has happened this year. We're going to have, in the main event on Sunday night, we will have Alex Kane and Nauseacism 2. This time, it's going to be no disqualification. The reason why the stipulation is added, at Seize the Realm, we had Alex Kane cash in his Monday night, cash in his number 1 contendership that he won at Monday Night Garage to challenge Nauseacism, the Hoochie Daddy, for his Deep South Championship. Listen, Naja's almost on a 12-month reign on his own right. Him and Gemma won their titles on the same night last summer at New Realm. Naja, I believe, has only lost one time, and that was in a non-title match to Dre the Goat since then. If I'm wrong about that, I apologize, but Dre the Goat loss was just recent. But now, Sunday, Naja Sism, Alex Kane 2, no disqualification. As I was saying, the reason why the no DQ stipulation has been added was because during that matchup at New Realm, at Seize the Realm, Jacob Johnson and Chad Skywalker came from out of nowhere through the curtain and were just beating the hell out of each other. These two have beaten the hell out of each other all over the place for the last couple of months themselves. But once that match ended between Kane and Naja grabbed the microphone and explained how he's trying to solidify himself as the greatest Deep South champion of all time. And he doesn't believe that he can do that unless he gets a clean victory over Alex Kane. So he decided challenge him Monday Night Garage, BELT-LINE Mania, Night 2, no disqualification, Naja Alex Kane for the Deep South Championship. Now, I can't wait for that one. Like I said, this one has been brewing for months and is going to be quite the culmination to see where Deep South goes into the future. Will Alex Kane take us into the summer as the new Deep South Wrestling champion? Or will Naja, like I said, solidify himself as the greatest Deep South champion of all time? Also, I believe kind of like a co-main event on Sunday afternoon, Monday Night Garage, street fight, Chad Skywalker, Jacob Johnson. Can't wait for that one. As I said before, these two have just beaten the shit out of each other, whether it was at New Realm, whether it was at Monday Night Garage, all over the place. These two have been fairly entertaining. And it appears that we're starting to see a side of Jacob Johnson that we have not seen, I believe, ever. Jacob Johnson, of course, a former Deep South champion, losing to Apollo Prince last year. He loses the title to Apollo, and he stepped away. We didn't see him for months. I mean, we didn't see him for months. And then when the number one contender tournament was announced, his phone rang. He was called in for action, and he's been back in Deep South as a mainstay ever since. But something's going on. Is a screw becoming loose? There's just a different side of Jacob that is starting to appear that we really haven't seen, like I said, arguably ever. Now, also, another very exciting announcement coming out of BELT-LINE Mania this weekend. He's real, he's raw, he's the international draw. He's August Artois. He'll be back this weekend. He's performing at BELT-LINE Mania. Will he perform one night? Will he perform 2 nights? You'll just have to wait and see, or come on out. Like I said, Saturday we have a show, Sunday we have a show, and as always, it's free for all. So come on out and see August Artois. He's going to come up from Florida and bless us with his presence in a Deep South ring once again. We'll see Gemma and Nathaniel, like I said earlier, against Rose Gold and a mystery opponent of her choosing. We'll see Audrey Allen in action. Audrey Allen's going to come back, step inside a Deep South ring. We'll see Strength in Numbers, CT Entertainment, J. Alpha Miller, Akeem Young, the Body Snatcher. They will be in action. Aaron Dallas making his way back to Deep South Wrestling, where he's becoming quite comfortable. He'll challenge Ryan Rembrandt for the New Realm Championship. That might steal the weekend, so keep an eye on that one. We have Dre the Goat, Deion Summers, the returning Tyson Maddox. He's making his way back to Deep South Wrestling. We'll see Quattro Cabeza, Lamar Diggs, Cosmo Martinez. The whole Deep South roster basically will be in action this weekend at BELT-LINE Mania Night 1 and Night 2. I can't wait for that to happen. It's going to be quite the experience for not just me, but for the entire Deep South roster and for you guys, our fans. It's going to be so exciting. Remember, anything can happen in a wrestling ring. Anything can happen at a Deep South wrestling show. So you never know who's going to show up, and you never know what's going to happen. But one thing is for sure, we will put on one hell of a show, and you will leave with a smile on your face and extremely pleased. Remember, BELT-LINE Mania 2-day event starting this weekend. Day 1, April 25th, Saturday, 2 p.m., New Realm Brewing. Then the next day, 4 p.m. bell time, Monday Night Garage on the West End. Will culminate the entire year so far at Deep South Wrestling at BELT-LINE Mania, night 1 and night 2. Come on out, support your favorite independent promotion, support the hottest independent promotion in the Southeast, and that is Deep South Wrestling. I know this episode is going to be kind of short. I just wanted to get the ball rolling, kind of work out the nooks and crannies, if you will, a little bit, and just give you guys a quick heads up that this weekend on the way, BELT-LINE Mania, 2-day event, Saturday at New Realm, Sunday at Monday Night Garage. We hope to see everybody there. And of course, my name is Drew Dickinson. You can call me Drewski. You can call me the Microphone Maverick. You can call me the Mouth of Deep South. Whatever. I hope to see you guys this weekend. Thank you so much for listening to episode 1 of Rasslin down here. More to come. Have a great rest of your week. We'll see everybody soon. Peace.
About the revenue, my team get their own cake. Everybody eating, everybody got their own plate. Holding up their own weight, no crutches here. Different states touring, OT getting bread. Money coming fast, so coming twos instead. I wanna cop the drop head so I can drop the head. Gucci on my pillowcase, I keep my people lobster fed. We all at the table and we eating too. Foreign car.